Okay, so one thing I've kind of noticed about Rocket League is it's not a game that you're going to master in a day. It takes a lot of practice. As a matter of fact, I've been working on my regular wave dashes here for a little while. And I think it's time to move on to the next step. We're going to try and start doing them backwards now. I probably won't be too good at them. We're going to do them for about an hour. So just be a nice little recording of an hour of me just trying to practice my backwards wave dashes. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. That's the other thing I've kind of noticed is it's a lot more fun to practice with someone or with something in the background. So maybe you guys can use this. So, anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and start the timer and get started. When I started doing my wave dashes, I tried my forward ones. I started doing them around trying to get like 100 in a row. I think was my goal, and now I've gotten them very consistent. So we're gonna try and start the same thing here with the backwards one, just trying to do 100 in a row. Let's see how many we can get in a row first, if even close to 10. All right, so not even one. All right, epic. And this is why we're practicing. It's just gonna take a lot of practice and getting used to, just kind of understanding the timing. We've got 4 there. That's one thing I like about Rocket League. A lot of muscle memory, which I'm pretty good at, and you can't master it in just one day. There's so many mechanics and different depths of mechanics that you can do. It's crazy. You could take an aerial, just do this, and then you could add some freestyle into it. It's incredible to think about how much stuff and where I don't even think the skill ceiling is even close to have been reached yet. I think there's so much more we can still do in this game before anyone even comes close to mastering it. But yeah, let's get back to backwards wave dashes. 2, 3, not even 3. So yeah, this is kind of how it was when I started doing my regular wave dashes. Just can't get discouraged. Keep doing it. Keep trying it until eventually we'll get it down. I believe it took me like an hour and 30 minutes to try and get regular wave dashes down. I think to the point of where I'm at now, it took about an hour and 30 minutes. So maybe closer to 2 hours. But I think once we get these down, we'll go ahead and move on to sideways ones as well, which I believe all you have to do is just drift. Yeah. So we'll also have that coming up as well. Just get the timing down for backwards ones. Next will be half flips, though, I think, is something I need to work on once I get backwards wave dashes down a little bit more. I think half flips are like a necessity to have. So we'll definitely work on getting those to be more consistent. It's kind of funny to think how movement, the different types of movement in this game help you out so much. It's kind of crazy to think about. Especially because I've only been playing this game for like, I'd say, I don't know, because I played 50 hours when I started it like 2 years ago, and then I just recently got back into it like last week, and I've put in around, say, close to 50-ish hours, I think. I'm only just now starting to really take it seriously. I was working on aerials constantly, so now they're subpar at best. I'm alright, I would say. Nothing too fancy though. Definitely movement and like positioning is something I'm going to need to work on a lot. Trusting my teammates a bit more too. Although I'm not playing at a super high rank, so it's kind of hard to do that. Right? But, you know, not a lot we can do about that. So yeah, just remember, so we're just going to keep doing backwards aerials. I keep getting distracted and doing other stuff. But it took a lot of time. I mean, don't get discouraged, obviously. I'm going to try my best not to do so as well, even though every time I flip myself over like that, it hurts a piece of me inside. Because it feels like I'm so good at doing regular ones, but, you know, we try and do a backwards one and we're just like, wow, we've never done a wave dash before in our lives. See, we're just doing them a bit late. But, you know. That was another drill I liked. That was one of my first practice drills, was just going to each crossbar on each side, just trying to hit the crossbar over and over again. Aiming for the lights as well. I think that was probably the most fun drill. It's a good starting drill. Very fun, very easy to do. Doesn't like, you don't need to find a pack, type in a code or anything like that. Try and figure anything out. You just do it yourself, learn at your own pace. You do it by yourself. So it's pretty fun. But seems I had an alarm go off. That's funny. At 55 minutes, I'd say we haven't made too much progress yet, but you know, we're getting there. Starting to hit them a bit more consistently. Oh, okay, I take it all back. It's just kind of hard getting trying to tell where the wheels are. It's definitely different from backwards one. The wheels are a bit bigger in the front of the car, it seems. Yeah, it's just kind of awkward. Oh, what was that, 6 in a row? It's better. 2, 3, 2. Just kind of 5, you know. There's not much else we can do. I mean, I think it's important to practice mechanics so you get caught out of position. Maybe you have bad positioning. These mechanics will definitely help you get back into positioning, and that's kind of why I want to learn them in the first place. Just to give me that extra edge, just in case I want to over-aggress one of these times and I get caught. And I'm like, alright, now I need to make it back and just quickly wave dash over there, you know? Keep flipping our car over. We keep doing them a bit early. Yeah, see, I'm trying to figure out at what point does that make our car flip. I think we're just still doing them a bit early. I wish there was like a big custom map, just a big platform, or a big long runway type deal, so you could just practice doing little movement tricks like this. Things that take up a lot of space so you don't have to constantly flip around. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Maybe there's something like that. I haven't really looked though, obviously. Or else I'd probably be using it if it did exist. That'd be a nice custom map to have. Yeah, still just trying our best. Try not to get discouraged. I mean, it doesn't feel like we've made much progress, but then again, we haven't really put in much time yet. Looked over the clock there. Only put in like 7 minutes. I'd say they're already getting a decent amount better. I mean, every time we flip our car like that, I mean, at least we didn't fail it entirely, so we still got some momentum out of it, you know. It's just kind of hard telling with these front wheels. Yeah, I just really can't tell when these things are going to hit the ground or not. I think we just need to tip our car more, but then I feel like we flip over easier. Maybe not. Maybe leave some tips in the comments if you guys actually know what to do. How to make these a bit easier. At least from the back anyway. Just keep flipping my car over. I mean, I was doing that with regular ones, so probably not too big a deal. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I feel like I'm timing them right. It's just... Oops. I say that now. Yeah, but then we flip like that. That's kind of, I don't know, strange, I guess, to say at the very least. Definitely wish there was a long runway map, though. That'd be nice. Oops, we're just doing them way too early now. We just need to, yeah, kind of get ourselves back together. Yeah. I think we're just being a bit too impatient, or maybe a bit too patient. Didn't mean to reset there. Oh. I mean, we're definitely doing them a bit easier now. I mean, at the start I could barely do one, so progress, I guess, at the very least. Oops. Yeah, see, I can't figure out if I'm doing them too early or too late there. That one I felt like was on time, but maybe not. It's kind of hard gauging when your front wheels are going to touch the ground or not. Kind of moving so fast, it's hard to tell. But I mean, that's what we want, so can't really complain too much. We want to be moving fast, obviously. Maybe if we just do them without gas for now. Maybe we'll save up a bit more space. Yeah, there we go. Oh. 2, 3, nope, not quite. See, I'm just still learning. Oh, hit the wall there. We're at 3 now. Up. That was kind of weird. Yeah, it's just definitely going to be a lot of mess ups, obviously, but we'll definitely, I think that's one of the fun parts about recording this, is kind of viewing the progress as it happens, you know, seeing how much time it really does take to get a skill on lock. I think this is just kind of interesting to know, at least for me anyway, how long it'll take me to do certain skills. I don't know, it's pretty relaxing, I think, just kind of practicing by yourself, you know. Oops. Not even thinking at this point. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely a lot of fun kind of practicing, watching yourself get better, watching old clips, and you're just like, ugh, how was I that bad? And then you get better. It's real fun. It's kind of, I was thinking, like, a little while ago when I was shown how to wave dash, it's just like, ooh, yikes. Had no idea what really was going on or how the mechanic really worked or why you'd even want to attempt one in the first place, right? But I mean, obviously now I can kind of understand, like, just getting the ball barely first gives you such a huge advantage on where the ball's going to go initially. So something to keep in mind. Yeah, I think we're just doing them too early. There's what's going on. Oops. Definitely be nice to have like a big runway type deal. Yeah, I think we're just doing them too early. The wheels are just barely off the ground, so we get a full rotate in. Instead, that was kind of like. Yeah, I think we're kind of getting it down now. Just doing them too late or too early. It's just kind of hard gauging, but you know, you get used to it. You get used to the timing as you do it more and more. Oops. Kind of forgot to hit the buttons there. Sometimes I just forget. It's like, oh yeah, I need to do a direction there, not just jump again. Kind of funny. Oops. I don't know why my camera is moving like that. That is obnoxious. It's like my car's going this way, but I'm looking at it like this. Kind of dumb. Don't know how to fix that, if it's supposed to happen or not, or at least why it's doing that in the first place. I don't know. would say just loads of practice. I think that was one thing that kind of someone else talked about. It was eventually you just kind of go into autopilot mode. You know how to do everything so well. You do it so often. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, jumped off a wall there. Go ahead and wave dash once they hit the ground, right? You don't even have to think about it anymore, you know? Doing an aerial. And figuring out which one you need to do for which type, or when you flip upside down, you know that the controls are reversed, right? All those things, your brain just kind of knows what to do. It's kind of like, right now, I kind of know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, but I don't at the same time. It's kind of interesting to think about, but I know how to solve it through muscle memory alone, without actually knowing any of the algorithms anymore. So it's kind of interesting. We're definitely still doing them a bit too early. We might just slow down, stop using gas again, kind of get used to timing. I think our car also kind of flips if it ever kind of like tilts a little bit while going backwards. I think anyway. Don't really know the exact mechanics. It's possible we might actually be tilting our car too far. I'm just trying to see the front wheels. It's just because like it's a pretty good tilt, I think. I feel like anyway. Just kind of see. Yeah, it's a pretty good tilt. You know, because when you do another wave dash, you like barely move your car, right? Okay, so might just be tilting a bit too much. Maybe we're making it a bit too hard on ourselves. I always said we were gonna slow it down. Stop using gas, you know, just kind of get the timing back underneath us. This timing is everything. Game's a lot about timing, a lot about freaking, kind of like, it's a lot about knowing the timing of the ball, kind of like how long, like say it goes off of that wall over there, how fast it's going, how to get there, when to get there. It's all about timing, positioning, like putting yourself in a spot where you can receive the ball when it comes off the wall, off the corner or something, putting yourself somewhere maybe out more right here instead of so close in front of the net, right? It's kind of hard to put a shot in like that, right? It'd be much easier to just come in from, say, like right here and put it in, right? Well, that's just my own opinion. I'm not too good at aerialing, obviously. I'm alright. Oops, tried to wave dash there, I forgot I wouldn't even be able to because I didn't have another jump. At least I think that's how it works. There we go, see we've gotten the timing down a little bit more. That's just kind of all it takes. Just getting the timing down, getting the movement, the muscle memory, recognizing when the buttons, how close is your tires to the ground. You know, I don't know if they actually touch or not so far. I've just been kind of trying to time it where it works. It's like right around there. Really close to the ground or on the ground, it kind of looks like. I'm not exactly sure which it is. But it's definitely a fast way of getting around. Like, oops, until you flip yourself over and then you're like, uh-oh. But I can definitely see why the wave dash is such a vital thing to use. You know, you don't use boost, and you get the same speed as if you used boost, so obviously very nice thing to do, and to use, obviously. But we'll just keep practicing until we get it down a bit more, like our forwards ones. We'll just try other directions. I think we might go to half flips first though, because I feel like doing a wave dash, like while drifting, while good, I feel like there's better alternatives, like this one instead of just doing a full roll. It's a bit faster. Right, so I don't know. You guys would have to let me know in the comments which one, if it's actually worth learning or not. I'll probably learn it anyway. I want to get all the directions down, especially where you do 3 tires, right? So that one will be fun to learn. Definitely going to be a tough one, I guarantee that. That'll be fun, though. I have no doubt. Oops. Yeah, it looks like the wheels are just barely touching the ground. I mean, you do it too early, though, then your whole car flips over. That's what it's looking like. It's hard to tell. I won't lie. Maybe I have to go into a replay. Find all the parts of where we flip and where, or why. Anyways. It's definitely not easy. Perception in this game, I feel like, is kind of weird. Because the ball feels, it's just like, right around here, it just kind of feels like it's the same, dude. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Oops. Yeah, I definitely can see how the regular wave dash would just be such a vital thing to know. So good. Really keeps your speed, your momentum going. Momentum's something that I think is really crucial in this game too. Knowing how to get speed, how to keep your speed. Something that I'll have to learn a bit more in depth, obviously. But I definitely think that is something very key that you'd probably want to know. Right? Because I've seen pro games and the speed that they are, like the speed at which those games move, I should say, it's just ridiculous. Kind of feels like they're almost 2 steps ahead of where the ball's gonna go and how they're gonna get there. Which would be a great advantage to have if you kind of knew how to predict how someone's gonna hit the ball. Maybe their play style, where they're gonna carry the ball, if they're gonna carry the ball, right? If you put something in an awkward position, are they gonna panic? Are they gonna back off, right? I mean, I definitely sometimes panic, I won't lie. But I haven't seen every situation yet, so awkward shots, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, dude, that invisible goaltender might get me, you know? Even if it should be an easy shot for anyone else. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying just practicing. It's very relaxing, I would say. Definitely, it's just like, and there's also definitely a sense of like satisfaction. Like a little while ago, I couldn't do very many of these in a row. Now we're doing pretty all right, I'd say. Yeah, I'm just still not sure exactly why it's flipping over there. But yeah. It's all just about knowing that you gotta do. Oops. Oh, do you have to hold the stick? Sure do. Okay, interesting. See, that's something I didn't know right there. Thought you used to just have to flick it forward. But you actually have to hold it. Okay, interesting. See, learn something new every day. I definitely think half flips are gonna be one of the most helpful things to learn. Definitely like these different sort of dashes. Like this one, very easy to do, and I would definitely recommend learning it at the very least. At least when you're not stupid, like I am. But it definitely helps you move around the map a lot smoother. Get to different spots easier, right? It's just like your kind of range of motion is pretty limited, I would say, and where you can go with it. pretty straight lines most of the time. Hard to kind of turn yourself, and when you do turn, it's kind of lose most of your momentum if you want to go back in the direction you just came, right? So you gotta let go. But I would say it's definitely useful for moving around the map. Or say, I would definitely say, like, say you need to get over here because the ball's coming down that corner over there, right? So you just need to move over, maybe get along the wall. It's definitely helpful. You definitely still move, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, I definitely think so far we've progressed a decent amount with our backwards wave dashes, even though occasionally we still do that flip. I think it's just because, you know, I don't know actually anymore at this point, because that one I felt like was pretty on time, right? But who knows? Not exactly sure. It's kind of really hard to tell. But yeah, right around on those front wheels hit the ground seems to be the sweet spot, even though you flip over, I guess occasionally anyway. Maybe, I think it might be because we're tilting our car too far forward. Like, look at that. We're doing that like every time. It's kind of ridiculous. But then again, that just happened there, so. Yeah, I think it's just because we're flipping our car too far forward, I think is the issue. I'm not a doctor. I really can't diagnose this. But, you know. Definitely getting so much better at it than we were before, which is, you know, definitely good. Like, I know I said land like 100 in a row, but you also gotta think, like, when are you ever gonna actually do that in a game? It's just to be consistent. Like, it takes only 2 or 3 to get it all the way across the field back into position. So even going in reverse right there, like, let's see like how long it would take to go in reverse there, right? Just doing it like this would take ages, but we can do it in like a third the time, just doing some simple wave dashes. Look at that, we're already here. We did it in 2. That is ridiculous. Let's kind of see how fast it is just with normal backflips. Definitely slower, I'll tell you that, because we definitely made it there a lot quicker. Just doing the wave dash. I think it's because the whole flip animation just takes up so much time. I think this is quicker somehow, because it doesn't do the full animation. You're also on the ground longer. Maybe you keep in more momentum that way. That could be a possibility too. It's definitely interesting to try and figure out the mechanics by yourself anyway. It's definitely helpful to look at videos and see what's happening and why, I'd say. It's like, gotta figure out why that's happening, how to stop it. It's definitely kind of hard to tell, like, it doesn't feel like the car's flipped up all that much, but it is. See, look at that, we're getting so much better at these now. And all it took was what? How long have we been doing this for? Let's go ahead and check, shall we? We've been doing this for 30 minutes, right? And we've already progressed a load, right? We could barely do 1, and now we're doing them pretty consistently now, which is great. I love it when all of a sudden you just go from being crap to doing stuff so consistently. It's ridiculous. Because that's what you need in a game like this, where precision is key, is consistency. I think that's going to be one of the most important factors in this game, is how consistent can you be, right? Like, how many times are you going to hit that crossbar, right? You gotta figure those out. Get the statistics, you know? I mean, like, I think that's one thing that I've kind of figured about Rocket League is kind of can seem overwhelming when you first want to get serious. Kind of how I am right now. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. It's like, what do I learn? How it's going to take me ages to learn all of this. What's most important? What should I learn? How long is it going to take, right? How long until I can bridge the skill gap between, say, gold and then to diamond, right? How long is that going to take? How long is it going to take to go all the way through platinum? What skills am I going to need? What am I going to learn? What's going to be useless to learn? Like, I could be doing this right now and it could be completely useless, but I kind of doubt it is, which is why I'm doing it. It's definitely, I think movement on the ground is definitely going to be key. Giving you just that extra step on an opponent. Maybe you can't flip around there, or maybe flipping around would be a bad move. You kind of still want to challenge. Maybe you're over here in the goal. You just kind of need to, you don't want to flip your whole car around, right? But you kind of want to just back up. Kind of just get ready for a shot. So, you know, all these things, you know, how do you use them? See, now we're back a little bit quicker than if we were to just, you know, normally go like this, right? So how helpful would that be in a situation in a game, right? But definitely one thing I want to learn is how to bunny hop, which is kind of why we're doing just all of the regular directions of a wave dash first before we can really start to get into bunny hopping. Because bunny hopping, I think, is the fastest way to get around. But it looks like it takes, because I think you have to do jump up and you just do that. But it's, you know, it's tough, right? We haven't really done diagonal ones and you can already tell we've messed them up. But we've been doing backwards ones and we're getting way better at them. Now we can do them way more consistently. Almost to the point where, you know, don't really have to think too much about doing them. Say I need to get back, I just, and I'm like right here in the corner, you know, the ball's gonna come off the wall. We need to get back to get ready for it. It'd be way easier just to do that, right? At least in my opinion, I think one of the best ways to get back for it. Maybe if we run out of boost, we need to back off a challenge, but we don't want to completely give them. We want to keep our presence there, but not like completely engage them, right? Because we have no boost, right? We want to get back. Trying to acquire more boost so we can challenge again. Maybe go into a shadow. Probably be an easiest way to get into a shadow is just doing one of these and then flipping your car around. Because I notice sometimes people will be coming down and I'll be following them like this. And, you know, I'm not too good at half flips. So, you know, it's obviously a bit scary to put all my trust in a half flip that I can't even do, right? But it'd be a bit easier to just kind of go like this, move it, and then drift, right? Definitely a little more trust, right? But I don't know. I think each move definitely has its own situations and its own purpose. Maybe some kind of counteract each other. Like maybe the wave dash kind of counteracts a different movement move that might have been better in that situation, like the half flip. So, you know, it's kind of hard to tell which things are going to be used for which situation. I definitely think there's going to be multiple situations where like a half flip would be way more useful than a wave dash, right? But I think the wave dash is a really good recovery move. Well, I think the half flip is more for like a trying to get the ball than a recovery, right? I mean, maybe. Who knows? But I think even just like the idea of me just kind of going around the field, kind of moving like this makes me more comfortable just reversing in general. So definitely when I started, I didn't really like starting in the middle of the field. You probably saw I started more around right here or towards the corner every time. But yeah, you can see we definitely got much better at them really quickly. So don't stay discouraged. You know, saw at the start. Even now, I still flip it occasionally. It's not on purpose. It just happens. But we're doing them much more consistently, and I would almost say doing this in a game would actually be beneficial to me now. Even with that slight chance of it flipping, even though I'm not sure what's causing it. I don't know, I think if we figure that out, might be in business. But you know, there's definitely a lot of cool things you can do in this game that are, you know, you don't need training packs for. You know, I don't know, I kind of feel like some training packs can be a little bit overwhelming. You don't know which ones to look for. At least I definitely feel that way right now. But I mean, free play, you can just kind of go at your own pace. You know, there's no set ball speed, right? For like an aerial shot that I have to worry about or anything. It's just me and my car just working on movements. Now, one thing that I think would be cool, like a soccer drill or a hockey drill, you know, you add cones in. I've been kind of using the boost. Oops, we're kind of dumb. We drift, boost, drift, boost, drift, boost, drift, boost. And I think this would help really for a quick shot. Say, so, you know, I don't know. Let's see, we're not really on net, but we can kind of drift and boost into it. Ball's behind us, drift and boost into it. Put it on net, you know. A bit quicker. Get used to the drift button. Helps you with tight turns for sure. And if you got boost, you can make that turn extremely tight and extremely quick. Right? Because I mean, without boost, a turn like that take ages, right? Add some boost in, you get it a little bit quicker. Speed's a bit faster. Your shot's gonna be harder. We're getting off topic though, because this is not the drill that we want to be doing right now. We want to be just doing them backwards wave dashes. Now, I find that pretty easy to do too. I just start working on another mechanic midway through. Like, I was working on wave dashes, but dang, dude, freestyle aerials off the wall right now really sound like fun. So we're just gonna do those instead, right? Definitely easy to get sidetracked, I guess. There's so many fun things to do in this game and learn. It's definitely, let's pick it up and try it out at the very least. Even if you don't get into the mechanics, the acceleration from a competitive game like this is pretty fun, you know. Even if it's pretty simple, there's a whole bed of mechanics underneath this game. You know, it does just seem like you're just hitting a ball at a net, you know. There's so much stuff you need to get better at, right? Yeah, but we've definitely gotten much better. Wow, this is great. Oops. Yeah, I won't lie. I was not expecting to progress this fast. This is pretty quick. You know, we still got 20-ish minutes left. And I would say that I have already far surpassed the goal of what I wanted to get to just within this little hour of training, right? Because, like, I don't know. Usually 10 minutes of training isn't going to get you very far, but apparently an hour is much better. That's the other thing I kind of like about this game. I mean, I play hockey, but, you know, making time for sports like that are, you know, definitely tough. It's hard to find ice time to practice, right? I mean, you can always practice stick handling at home, but, you know, how are you going to practice ice drills when you don't have any ice, right? A game like this, you know, online, it's on multiple different consoles, easy to pick up, doesn't take long to load, right? You got loads of time that you wouldn't have to spend. There's no like driving to a hockey rink or anything like that, putting on pads. It's just you, controller, monitor, TV, console, game, that's it. That's all you need just to get started in practice, you know. All it takes is just that first little bit of commitment, right? At the very start of this, I was like, I don't know if I really want to commit to doing a full hour of just me doing just back wave dashes, right? But here we are, just still doing them. Getting it done, though. right? Like, we were definitely not this capable of doing them at the start, even though we were flipping our car still. It's just, sometimes it'd be like that, I guess. It's kind of what the game is telling me. It's like, right there, I don't understand. Just must be timing them wrong. Yeah, I think we're early. That looked early. That looked like my tires were right, like, just right there. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, definitely felt early. But no, maybe we'll run it in slow-mo, see what's going on. But yeah, it's such a good movement, I think. Definitely worth at least trying to learn a little bit. Even if you can't do them consistently, definitely worth at least attempting occasionally. Maybe you're in a game, you know, ball's going towards the net, you know, it's pretty hopeless, right? But maybe you just want to try it anyway. Get those tight turns in. That's one thing I've kind of noticed. Tight turns really do help, like in the net, right here, for saving those ones that are on the goal line, right? Tight turn like that would help a lot. Let's see. I'm not good at flicking. I can get the ball on my car, but I can't flick it. That'll take some more practice. That's something I haven't really tried before. Flicks are definitely something that I've seen in 1v1s that definitely seem like they give you the edge, you know? And that's the whole challenging thing right there, is does this guy have the ability to flick the ball? And if so, is he carrying it? Is the ball on the ground? If the ball's on the ground, do I want to try and... How far away am I from it? Do I want to try and challenge it? If the ball's on his hood, do I want to fake challenge and try and see if he'll flick it so I can save it? Because flicks aren't that hard of a shot, you know? But, like, I think that type of thinking is definitely where you want to be. There we go, see? Just doing them, just me, some backwards arrows, right? It's pretty fun though. I won't lie, this game is a lot of fun. It's definitely worth it for me, at least, trying to stay up and practice more, you know? Typically I'd play with people during the day, so at night, you know, the Twilight Zone is typically the best time for me to want to practice. You know, it's pretty chillaxed. Don't have to get too loud, no screaming. It's not like we're playing a competitive match or anything like that. Right? Not getting destroyed by any Smurfs right now. It's just us, you know, 4 in the morning, no big deal. I mean, quarantine definitely helps though with practicing, right? I mean, I would just get home from school. Like, right now, if I found out about this game, oh man, homework would not be getting done right now. Jeez, this game is just way too much fun to practice. Because there's definitely a sense of like, wow, I've definitely like, just at the start of this video, it's like, wow, I went from garbage to fairly good. I mean, obviously with more practice comes, you know, honing the skill, getting it just that much closer to perfection until eventually it's as close to you as you can get, you know. Play this game in your sleep, you know. At this rate, you'd know, like, you could jump blindfolded, right? And you'd have the timing down so well with your muscle memory and stuff that you just know when exactly to do it, and you just do it in your sleep. And that's kind of the whole autopilot thing that I think was kind of funny. I was watching Squishy Muffins play, and he's just like, yeah, we're just doing a, you know, road to champion or grand champion, right? But, you know, it's his first placements, right, on a new account. Obviously, he's going to be playing people who are bronze or maybe even unranked, like, just got the game, right? Just like him on his ult. But, you know, it's kind of funny. He was just playing, you know, how would a bronze play? How would a bronze aerial, right? and then he's just back into that autopilot. You see him go for a wall aerial. It's just like, wait a minute, that's not a bronze move. It's pretty funny though. Definitely, he's worth definitely watching. He'll show you a lot of great tips and stuff. He has a series of Road to Grand Champ where he doesn't score the whole time, and I think that is very interesting because he was able to do it, I believe. It took him a lot longer, but you know, just setting up his teammates and being in the right position to play defense, right, he was able to get to Grand Champion. So I think that is pretty insane. Definitely fun to think about how you don't need all the fancy aerials. Maybe you can rely on your teammates a bit more, but sometimes just positioning is all you need. Yeah, definitely think there's a lot of things in this game that haven't been reached though. Like, he's talking about how he's practicing. I mean, when I saw him do a flip reset against Dignitas, because I haven't watched much pro matches. The last pro match I watched was like 2 or 3 days ago. It was the it was like the World Finals or whatever for Season 6 when they won. Or RCL or whatever. Or LCL or, I don't know. But, it was them versus Dignitas. And watching him do a flip reset, I thought was the craziest thing, right? And then I see a video and he was like, yep, just practicing my double flip resets. It's like, wow, see, and that's just kind of like the skill stealing. Like, he's been playing this game for ages, and he's still learning stuff and practicing, so there's definitely room to grow for everyone, I feel like. But I would say definitely getting comfortable with the controls. Like, it's kind of why I'm doing this. Like, I mean, 30 minutes, we already saw. I could have been just fine doing these. Some of them would have been bad, probably in a ranked match, right? I just want to go over the top, you know, make sure that we get that little bit more, just a little bit more consistency, right? Because, I mean, we'll obviously come back and practice these again at some point. Right? Do them for another hour. Maybe not an hour this time, but like, you know, maybe next time we just do them for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, just us doing this again. I don't think there's any harm from that. I think it'd be pretty beneficial just getting comfortable with the controls still. Yeah. But we've definitely improved a lot since we started this. Still not sure why we're flipping, but, you know, it happens. At least we're not, you know, doing that anymore, right? Because that was definitely my first problem when I was wave dashing, was I was always a little bit early, right? Wouldn't do anything, right? I'd just, like, kind of like, it's like, huh. Didn't really do anything here. So I think if our wheels are off the ground, yeah, we kind of get that other flip in, right? So is that what happened? That might be why we're flipping, if we do it too early, right? Okay, so just back at it though. But I mean, just alone right now, this practicing, watching myself get better, like I literally have visibly seen myself grow in this past hour. Even if sometimes we're still flipping the car like an idiot, you know. But, I mean, this has definitely been a fun experience, that's for sure. Just getting it down, getting it done, right? Oops. Yeah, but we're definitely getting it down for sure. For sure. I think that's the one thing I've kind of gotten from Squishy. It's just him saying for sure, dude. He likes to say that a lot. I was about to say for sure again, but you know, you get the point. It's fun to say. I'm probably gonna start saying it, honestly. so much to learn. It's kind of like, where do I want to go next? My aerials have gotten to a point where it's like they're pretty alright, right? Would I maybe want to go into like wall dribbling and stuff, right? You know, these are just things I need to think about. Where do I want to take my training next? Where do I want to take my practice? Where do I want to go from here, right? What movements do I need? What do I think I'm lacking in? Definitely, I think if I was able to wall dribble, that would definitely put me ahead of everyone in gold, I think. If I could get wall or air dribbling down. Not just wall dribbling, like wall to air dribble. If I could get that down, I think that would put me ahead of everyone in gold. Definitely put me into platinum at least. And then it kind of comes down to positioning. Quick aerials would definitely be something I'd need to get better at, right? But you know, it's always time to practice these things. It definitely isn't a game where you can just go from bad to good real quick, kind of like CSGO, right? You're not gonna watch a couple pro matches, watch a pro video showing you how to B-hop or something, how to get some pretty good movement, and you're just gonna know it right off the bat, right? It's definitely something you have to feel out for yourself. Just practice it over and over and over again until you get it down. Just repetition. That's the other thing. I find this game, you know, very competitive, right? It's also very easy to practice. So CSGO, I kind of feel like it's kind of tough to practice, you know. It's a very team-based game, right? You got 5 people on each team, right? How you guys are going to work together, how you guys are going to call out to each other, how you guys are going to play off each other, right? Holding angles together. That's something that you can't practice just by yourself like I'm doing right now. Obviously take in-game experience. Like, you're not going to get good at 3s if you only play 1s because you have no teamwork. You're just only playing by yourself. I definitely feel like this is definitely worth the effort I put in. This will definitely take us, you know, to the next level, getting our movement a bit better. I think movement is something that's very important in this game. So you can stay in position, or if you get caught out of position, you can always get back as quick as possible. But I definitely think this game's got a lot of potential for people to grow. Because I know there's been people who've been playing since launch, since beta. And, you know, they got some pretty cracked shots, you know, some pretty cracked skills they know how to do. But right, it's just all practice. They've probably failed that same skill thousands of times before they ever got it down. Like just a normal wave dash, I've probably failed it at least a couple hundred. At least. Just a regular one. Not even including the backwards ones. That's another like 200 at least failed. I'd say upwards of 1,000 wave dashes I've probably failed already. Just today, I've only started practicing today, and that's how many I've already messed up, more than likely. Pretty quick to do. Pretty easy to practice. That's fancy just hopping in free play. Sometimes that's all it takes is just being able to go into free play and not go after that ball for just a second. And maybe practice some movement instead, because, you know, it's pretty fun to hit the ball right off spawn. But, you know, sometimes if you just leave it alone, like right now, this ball does not interest me in the slightest. Like, all I want to work on right now is just getting this movement down, right? That's all I want to do. This ball, don't even care, right? Don't even care, right? You thought I was going to hit it? No, don't even care. Just going to continue on. And these backwards wave dashes like we have been. Staying focused, sort of, for the most part. I'd say most of this has been just wave dashes. I know there's a couple times where I started freestyling, jumping around like an idiot. Sometimes it's just fun. Sometimes you gotta take a break for a second, you know? Just take a minute break, just go around freestyle a little bit. I mean, or just maybe just reassure yourself in another skill, like backwards dashes weren't going too well at the start, right? So I was doing some forwards ones just to kind of boost my confidence again. Right? And sometimes that's all it takes. It's just a little bit of confidence booster, do something you already know how to do, and then get back at it. Try it again. Because definitely at the start of this, I could not do more than 1 or 2 of these consistently, and now I can get bunches in a row. So that's always good. It's good to see that we're breaking down that skill wall just a little bit, increasing our skill level. So that way we can compete at the highest level, you know? That's my goal. Is to compete at the highest level. That's what I would love to do. Be really fun. I think the community in this game is just awesome alone, and that's reason enough to want to try and become really good. Right? I want to see if I could try and compete with the best at some point. That'd be really fun to see. Go from freaking rags to riches, right? But yeah, see, like a little while ago, I could not ever jump off a wall and hit a wave dash. Like, that was just something that was just too difficult for me to even comprehend at the time. But you know, now it's something that it's like, okay, just jump and then stop being stupid, right? But I don't have drift there. All goes well. It's just something that you gotta get used to over time, right? Like, I haven't done too many off the walls. I've been standing on flat ground, but you know, we'll get there over time. There's got to be a way to do these faster, I think. If you just jump immediately after doing one, I think is how you speed it up, I guess. Would make the most sense anyway, to me. Who knows? Right? But, you know, just keeps taking practice, right? Just keep going. Yeah, slowly it's getting better. Let's see how much time do we have left. 4 minutes? Alright. I would say overall not that bad. I'd say this was very fun. Definitely grown, I'd say. Our movement is just that much better than it was before. I think next time we're just going to work on half flips, you know, try and get those down. Maybe watch a video to see how they're properly done first without figuring them out on my own. Although, it's just like right there. So last time my car flipped and I didn't do anything. See, and then I guess it appears I just need to hold the joystick up, I guess. And then a car does flip if you do it early enough. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I'd definitely say gotten a great deal better. It's a very worth it experience. Definitely, I don't feel like I've wasted my time here, that's for sure. But definitely feel like everything we've done so far this past hour was not in vain. It's not like we went into rookie aerials, right, and just did rookie aerials for an hour straight, just doing them like this the whole time, right? That would be pointless, right? I think when something gets too easy, it's important to challenge yourself, or else you're not going to bridge your skill gap anymore. You're just going to become static, plateau your skill. No longer going to have that, you know, exponential growth that I have right now, right? If I wasn't going to challenge myself. Which is why, like, I mean, I could call this half flip good enough, right? But there's got to be a better way to do it. Something more accurate, more precise, right? But I mean, that works pretty well, I won't lie. I won't lie. We just need to do a little bit of aerial flippage somewhere in there so our tire doesn't catch, and then we should be good for a regular half flip, but, you know. It's just going to take time to get used to, right? trial and error is definitely a big part of this game. Again, failing hundreds of times, thousands of times. Because, you know, you gotta fail to succeed, you know. Most people, I say most because, you know, some people are just like, yeah, you know, I was just a god when I started, right? But most people don't have that natural talent. I certainly don't. But yeah. I think this has definitely been fun. Almost out of time. I don't know how much time we have left. I'd say within like the 2s or something like that. Alright, no, we got just 40 seconds left, so we'll just cherish these moments. Right? Cherish our newfound skills, right? Kind of practice our regular wave dash, right? And then backwards one. Right. Yeah, so I think we figured it out. At the very end of our hour, it's just if we do them a bit too early, it flips our car. Or if we do them, oh, I think we might be just hitting the joystick just a tiny bit diagonal. That's it. Figured it out. We're just not hitting the joystick all the way down. So, you know, at the last 8 seconds, we figured out that if you hit it diagonal, you're gonna flip yourself. So that's kind of funny to think about. Yep, that's definitely it. There's the timer. I'd say this was definitely worth it. We figured out how to do it. That's something that I'd never even thought about. Is if I was doing them just a little bit diagonal. And it turns out that was the whole reason why we were flipping like that. See? Alright, that's all there was to it. So, there's the skill gap. Hopefully you guys do too. And I'll see you guys in the next one.